Clarity Talks, and I'm Dr. J.
And this is Allie, where we actually get to crack the codes from
some of the most successful people and entrepreneurs in our community right here in South Florida. And today we have a very special guest who's going to just share some of her wisdom on her very special practice. Thank you for joining us, Ingrid.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. How are you?
We're good.
awesome,
We're good.
awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us
Well-
how you started, where you are today. Like, we want to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me today on this show. And I am Kamala Ingrid, also known as the Holistic Yogi. I have been doing this work for ostensibly a long time. And I actually, it led me here basically from my healing purposes of within myself in the aspect of I had seizures when I was a child. So it came down to yoga became my outlet of healing myself through that process. And in that time as a child, I discovered a lot of things that I bring today in the part of transformation, which is journaling, also realizing the trauma of our experiences that we live in life, through our early childhood up until our development part into that place of also some of them are encoded in our families' DNA and some of them are also in this life. So coming to terms with all that, I've learned to help others that are like myself, very much empathic and very sensitive to a lot of they're very in tune with their energies and they're in tune with healing modalities, but they get caught up in that 3D, experience of the everyday hustle and bustle that everybody is in this world, and hence where I tend to waken up is that spiritual part. And that was very hard for me because I didn't really have a mentor in my early stage of my life to really guide me through that. I had to really learn through experiences and at the same time find the information through books or something I happened to see because I manifested in my mind and all of a sudden here comes this information on TV and I'm like, let me look into that. And, overall, that's how I paved my way into where I am today. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I've had a lot of ups and downs, and Jessica knows me for a lifetime now. And I can say she's seen me going in that wavelength, but honestly, through all, I've learned something in every chapter in my life. And hence now I would love to like really express it to all those that are out there, women and especially women more than men, because men tend to pick it up easier or not so, but women are very much emotionally bound and they get caught up in so many things. And I think it's important for us to really help them evolve a little bit more and give them that TLC. In today's society, women are too caught up in not really linking as that friendship. It's all competition and it's not about that. It's really finding that friendship with one another. And we have all a different, unique style of to embrace life and look at life. But in all, we are all connected and we all share the same thing,
Love it.
And so that's where that comes from. So my practice is through breath, sound, movement, and it allows you to go into a transformation of releasing trauma. So the movement comes through the yoga, the sound, mantras, crystal bowls, sound healing, that kind of thing. And at the same time, then you have the and energy, of course. I move energy. So I teach you how to kind of hone in your own energy and how to bring it up and elevate your frequency to another level. So I teach women, they don't realize they have it, but we all do. We have that gift and each one is unique in their own style. And so it's just basically waking that up and then you finding your path, what calls you. And what did I leave out? Sound, movement, breath, and I left something out.
Light.
Huh? Well,
Light.
that's all part of it. Bringing you, you got to go into your darkness to feel in order to see the light. You cannot be in light and not understand what it is to be, you will not appreciate it. So it's like you really have to learn to understand what it is to go through these scenarios for you to get in that aha moment and understand now. And that's where you find the balance. The same goes with our shadows, our what we don't like in ourselves or we don't, admire in ourselves. We have to learn to see the beauty in that and why we have it, and then kind of find that balance. And that's where that comes in. So one of the things I also work on is breath work. And there's a big hype that took place some years ago, a few years ago now, with the ayahuasca, as we've heard, and people got caught up in that whole thing. But in the end, if you go back, there's a way of getting that same experience just with natural breathing.
Mhm.
You understand? People don't realize we can get that same psychedelic feeling with our own breath. And what does that do? It promotes deep relaxation. It relieves anxiety. It clears your mind. It allows you to release tension. It allows you to release anxiety. It balances out your chakras. Because each breath, that comes with sound, but each part of it, you find a way of really finding that centerpiece, and then you can tap in, like I said, you're moving energy, because we are energy beings. We are light, and we're not supposed to be. It's like water. If the water gets stagnant, what happens?
Are you
Nothing
asking a
happens.
question?
Yeah, what happens with
You
water?
get
If there's
stuck.
Did you notice that we were in trance? We're like,
Well,
well, because breathing, did you know that breathing could change your pH?
of course.
absolutely.
Okay, and a lot of people don't realize that. And in essence, it comes down with the exhalation. The exhalation, brings the parasympathetic into relaxation, relaxes you. And a lot of people are caught up in the fight and flight, fast moving pace, everything. That's
Yeah.
where that short breath. So that's where it's important. We can live without a couple days without water. We can live without food, but when it comes to breath, you can't live without it. You need it.
That's right.
And so it's very important to also teach people how to get back into that breath, that breath of life.
And it's crazy because I'm listening to you and it reminds me so much of how much we don't know how to breathe.
Mm-mm.
And we are breathing, but we don't know how to breathe.
No.
And another thing that I'm hearing a lot, which is so important, like every day we get up and we're trying to fix and do ourselves better with makeup and the hair and the clothes and all of that, but it has to come from the inside out.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that.
No, it's definitely, and it helps a lot of people also when it comes down to just getting back into their zen, getting back into their own moment, even when they're worried about something. It's just that same breath. And I've been there before, where I've gotten caught up in my mind, and I'm like, oh, you teach this, this, why do you get there? So it's all about, but you get wiser as you get older. Am I right or
Because we're
wrong?
humans, right? And at the end of
Yes.
the day, we all go through it, but you have the tools. And that's what I love, that you're here to teach us the tools, because when those moments come, that's all you need,
Yeah.
just grab your toolbox and you know
Yeah.
what you have to do. Yeah.
No, it's true.
Just
And you
get a
want to
little
be
bit
able to,
wiser.
and it's the beauty about breath work is that it helps so much with it raise the blood level again, balance out the heart. It helps so much with your body, which our bodies are really a machine, and the breath allows that to kind of regulate it or take it up a notch or bring it down a notch. So you really can control a lot of that with the breath. So I think we're going through that retreat coming up with you guys, and I want to be able to give the ladies this experience of what breath work can do. A good 45 minutes of just solid breathing can release a lot of things that are stuck inside our bodies, open them up, and then heal them with just a sound bowl. Therapy allows them to just kind of tune them into that space, and then just watch the magic roll within that night into the next day, how they're just going to be in such a great mood, because it
I
just
can't wait.
I told you.
I
it
can't
shifts
wait.
everything.
See, I've been talking you up all
can't
these
wait.
weeks, and she's like, "What do you mean breath work? And what do you mean this and that?" I'm
I'm
like,
so
"Just wait,
excited.
just wait, just wait, just
So
wait."
exciting. And
No.
what is funny, because we're talking about this retreat and it's a one time, per year. But imagine when you actually put this into your regular life, into it becomes your everyday stuff. Imagine
Yeah.
what kind of life can you have. So, I can't wait for you to teach us exactly each and every tool for our toolbox, So
Absolutely. I can't wait to be there.
And Ingrid, now that you have cracked the code on some of the strategies that you have found an affinity to and that you can teach, how does that translate into your business, into your entrepreneurial journey? How have you been making
Absolutely.
that, executing that?
Thank you for asking. The 21-day reset is a format that I really, even though it says 21 day, it's a 21-day code that they follow through day by day. I put them through a path. I also work with them. Plus, I'm also a Akashic reader, so I tap into their Akashic to see where their issue is coming from. where they're stuck at. And so by that, I then start working with them in an individual place and kind of start giving them a step-by-step tool to kind of write what it is that they need to see. And then from there, we move on. And in those 21 days, they start seeing a pattern. They start going through a process. And then after that, I follow through for 2 months after that on a week-to-week basis with them to see where they're at, just to kind of make sure that they're doing okay. And that goes on in a way that I just can't explain. I have one lady that we're now friends, and she went through it with me right before COVID started. And a very, very empathic lady, nurse, RN nurse, but has had her situations come up where she took a lot of energy from other people to the point where it's gotten to the point to where they're saying she has a lot of toxicity to energetic wise, food wise. And that's another topic, another day. But in overall, she never knew how to release those energies because she's also a healer. So what happens when empathic people can heal others, they don't know how to clean that energy, it can come onto you. You start picking that up, and we don't realize how much we have. Have you ever gone to a mall and you find, I can't be here? It's like something, you walk into one store and it's like, oh, I can't stand this energy.
Right.
You can feel it. That's how intuitive you are. That's how intuitive you are. So when you walk away and then you walk to another one and then that you feel a sense of peace, all that's energy. So now imagine dealing with a person that's going through something and you're trying to cleanse them and deal that, but you don't know how to also release that energy, or you don't know how to. And here's a person that's done, the certifications of Reiki, but it's more than that. You understand? There's also your past, your traumas, where you're stuck at, karmatically, and as well as this life. So there's so much more to that. And that's where I come in. And that's where my 21 day is all about, working with empath souls that are very in tune, but teaching them how to release. And I could say that because been there, done that. Exactly that, and it could be very hard on someone that doesn't have that experience or have that coach or that mentor again to kind of see the signs.
Wonderful. So how does someone get in contact with you for that 21-day program if they wanted to participate and collaborate with you?
Through my website, kamalaingrid.yoga. They can also go on my Instagram, which is Kamala Ingrid as well. And they have on my link tree if they want to find me, they put Kamala Ingrid and you'll see me on Google. I'll pop up.
Awesome.
Kamala Ingrid Yoga for sure.
Amazing. And
Thank you.
with that being said, I guess I have to ask the question.
Ask the question, girl.
Because with all the knowledge that you have, and such a powerful thing, because it is a powerful thing to have in life, if you're not cleaning yourself from the inside out, it makes life a little bit harder, So with that being said, when are you ready to share your story with the world on how to clean from the inside out and have all the tools they need on an everyday? When are you writing your story?
I am in that process too, but I gotta finish a couple other things that I'm working on right now on the trigger point release, which is also another form of releasing, which my dear friend Vera has also experienced. Jessica, you remember the balls?
Yes, I remember the balls, girl. I still have the balls. I still have them.
Well, those are starting to come into light now because people are realizing, as of 10 years ago, these people don't realize that a lot of aching pains that come in our bodies, not necessarily a lot of it has to do with the myofascia. And myofascia is something that has like another layer of the body, but people don't really focus on it so much. They focus on the muscular, they focus on the skeletal, they focus on, all these other ones except for this one. And this one is just as important, because think of it like if you have a wrinkle here like this is your triggers right here. So say this right here will pull the shoulder, will pull the neck. Before you know it, you're like, I am so tense. I have all this tension. I got this headache and I don't know where it's coming from. But if you start massaging, you think of it like peeling an orange. What holds the orange together? That's your myofascia. So when you roll it, you're beginning to hydrate the muscles and then allowing them.
PTSD, girl. Can you please massage my leg?
No, but it's more than that. So it's like once you start rolling those muscles and you start releasing, you release that tension, the tightness, whatever that was going on in the body. And we don't realize that plays a big role in our pains, aches, and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you, it's painful. I mean, the times that we did it, it is painful because your body is not accustomed. My body was not accustomed to being told what to do. And when I started, and I still have the balls, and I still will use them once in a while, but I bruise, Ingrid. I get these big bruises
I
from
know, but
circulation.
But that's on the outside because then you'll be healed on the inside, all right? So
No,
that's what
the part that
that's
looks
what
like I got
Ingrid is talking
beaten up.
about.
you might be a little too rough on how there's a little bit of way of like doing it slowly but surely.
Ah, I
And
need
each
a
balls
tune-up,
have
girl.
yeah, they're each one has a different density. So the orange ones, the bigger ones are not as intense as the smaller they get.
Ah, so you gave me the little ones. You were trying to kill me.
She know you could handle it. That's
Oh, you're
right.
little. You got the little ones because you're little.
I love it. I love it. Even though we could spend all day here with you, we love
Thank you.
everything that you had to say. And we just want to thank you. And for those of you watching, August 5th, 5th and 6th, it's going to be the Days of Fit retreat. And if you're looking forward to learn all these amazing things, like Ingrid said, go look her up on her website, on Google, or just come to the retreat and have fun with us,
There you
right?
go.
Yes.
There you
But
go.
here we are once again.
On Clarity Talks, where we get to crack the code of some of the most successful and joyful people in our community. Ingrid, thank you so much again
Thank
for
you.
making the
Thank you,
time.
girls.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to see you in August, and I will put some barriers so I don't turn purple.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. We're only going to be doing breath work and we're going to be
Oh,
doing
that's right. That's right. That's right.
So be gentle.
So breath
Good.
work I can do. I'm gonna do my box breathing. I'm
There
good.
you go, whatever it takes, you know.
Can't wait to see you, girl. We'll
All
see you
right.
soon.
Likewise.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Until next
Love you.
time, take care.
Bye.
Bye.